Red, bright and true. Storm and stripes forever fly. Freedom's voice will never die. Say it proud, say it true. Welcome to Red, Right, and True.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Red, Right, and True, where we tell you all the truth, all the time, no matter what. And I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Bonnie Scalisi, and my co-hosts are Joe Curry,
Good evening. How's everybody doing?
Patriot Box,
Hello, everyone. No one noticed my haircut?
Oh, yeah. You're a little shy tonight, Patriot Box. What happened? You got mishandled somewhere?
the infamous Mark White,
Good evening from Texas.
Hey, Mark. What's going on?
and our friend returning again is Key Fitz.
What's up, everybody? How are you?
Good to have you, pal.
So one of the things we're going to get right into is that everyone was so excited that the Knicks won the game, and it was a celebration. No matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, you could unite for the win of the Knicks. And then the news came on the next day, and surely it was turned into something political by certain parties. So we're going to get to asset one, and we're going to talk about that in this segment. That's fine. You can start with that one, either one.
That's the older. Oh, Jerry. What up, Seinfeld? What up? Can we get a free Palestine? Can we get a free Palestine? Come on, give us one free Palestine.
It doesn't exist.
Okay,
Do you want to hear free pasta to me?
Yeah. Who are these people?
Yeah.
Why are you bothering me coming out of the Knicks game? Kramer!
So he's coming out of the Knicks game, and again, I actually saw a follow-up to this because that one went viral, and so the next, that was, I think, the third game. So the fourth game, which is the one they won the playoffs. This is called the playoffs, right?
It would have been the fourth game.
Shows how much I know about basketball. But I watched it because I was thrilled of it. And once again, Jerry Seinfeld comes to his car, and now there's a woman attacking him verbally, and she's yelling, "F you, Jerry Seinfeld," because he had said it doesn't exist.
Right.
So she's like, "F you, Jerry Seinfeld. F you, Jerry Seinfeld," and she kept saying, you are for the murder of the children in Gaza, and fuck you, Jerry Seinfeld. So he turned to her and he said, "I'm not for the murder of the children in Gaza, just you." So he had another good zinger. That one didn't go viral. It was the back of her head. But it's like, can't somebody just come out of a sporting event and not be harassed? And if somebody's yelling F you in your face, is that free speech?
You want to know something? It basically a far left liberal. They can't let it go, and they just had this agenda that they have to persist with. And it's kind of funny being conservatives like we are. I was talking to a friend. They were upstate, and they put their landlord on the phone. Very, very lovely woman. We had a wonderful conversation about comedy and improv, and also, regretfully, her brother committed suicide. My father committed suicide. Well, fun show. But we were talking about how that affects people, how that affects us as artists, and so on and so forth. So I mentioned that I was do a podcast. She goes, "Oh, I do a podcast." She gave me the name of the podcast. "What's the name of your podcast?" And I go, "It's called Red, Right, and True." And I go, "Actually, we're going to be on in about 35 minutes. If you want." Oh, and she goes, "What's it about? What kind of guest you have?" Well, I go, "It is," and I know that this woman is, a
You
liberal.
should have not said anything.
But you want to know something? It was such a nice conversation, and I go, "Well, it's kind of a conservative talk show, and we have conservative guests." And she's like, I go, but look, but we did have such a nice conversation. It didn't soil it. We're going to become Facebook friends, but there's so much other stuff to talk about that affects your life than politics. And then when it gets to politics, you're almost afraid to say it.
Oh, absolutely.
And,
Patriot Box and I were at the diner. Patriot Box, you want to tell that story?
No.
Okay.
He's a shy box today.
Anyway.
He's going to keep it in the
No,
box.
I thought Joe Curry was going to, after the 2 suicides he told us about, was going to tell us in the second and third segment how we were going to kill puppies and kittens. But,
You saw the sheet. All right, good. Organized show was a good show. All right. But you were saying.
No, we met these people at the diner, and the woman started talking to us, and we were having a lovely conversation, a lot of similarities between us, and then Michael was like, "Oh yeah, my girlfriend is a comedian, and we do a podcast." And then once we mentioned the podcast, she's like, "Oh,
But you know what? I will interject something here.
Okay.
She was saying how she was anti-gun, and I said, well, you're talking to the wrong person. And
Did she see the shirt?
I
Who are you talking to, Helen Keller?
But interestingly enough, in fairness, she said, no, I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe that you should be allowed to have a gun and all of that. So again, even though we're diametrically opposed, sometimes we're not as far off as far as background checks and things like that. Real gun owners, for the most part, don't care. What they're doing, though, is they again, the liberal language, they use terms like sensible gun laws, which sensible to a libtard means banning it.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say, getting back to the aggressiveness and the mean-spiritedness of the people after the Knicks game, because that's something that should have brought everyone together. And then they always say on both sides. But every other protest that I see, it's not both sides. It's only one side that has violent or very abusive verbal attacks. It's not, maybe it happens here and there. I'm not going to say it's 100% and zero. But it's much more on the left, that they are the intolerant left.
I'm gonna say something out of the box here. Basically, I'm pretty sure, and again, I didn't do the research, but I'm pretty sure that the people who were yelling "Free Palestine" weren't genuine Knicks fans. Okay, that's just my opinion.
Right.
No kidding. Yes.
And basically what happened, they had 5 school buses were parked in Midtown, originally designated for the World Cup transit shuttles, and they were smashed up several times. Violence, a 17-year-old boy was shot in the foot near Times Square. They had 10 New York police.
There was so many incidents.
Yeah.
Some of them are going to be in the assets that are coming up. So, we're gonna actually see the videos.
Yeah, all the assets,
all
all the
the-
assets
all
are
the-
going to contain
'cause
all the
Mark
fun and
White-
games that went on. Yeah.
Mark White was nice enough to know the theme of it, and since then, Trump had something on the front lawn, the wrestling match, and they
MMA.
found out that they had a plan to drone and attack and kill the people watching that were watching Trump's wrestling thing. That just came out. So
Yeah.
it's like, once again, it's not violence on both sides.
And
What other thing has the right done to the left? When Bette Midler was singing her song, did somebody come? I don't know if you saw that. It was very hard to watch. But Bette Midler, Jane Fonda,
He had that
they had
alternate
singing.
thing.
Did anyone come and try to verbally abuse them? Did anyone try to stop them? No, because that's one-sided.
Just their singing was abuse enough, in my opinion.
And thank God that the mother of one of the people alerted, her name was Tyken Proper,
Yeah,
alerted the
it
police
was
to
the
what was
parent,
going
right?
on. Yeah, and this is what was going on. They were planning on explosive-laden drones, funnel evacuation where they were evacuating people. They had sniper teams teams waiting for them, and the secondary attackers were going to breach the White House. This is something that these kids were planning to do. This is horrible.
It's violence. It's political violence. And Key is one of the things he sells at his shop is I want to say it correctly,
Self-defense, yes. I have lots of self-defense equipment.
And I think that, I hate to say it, like, I don't promote violence, but you have to be prepared for
Forget her
what's
birthday,
happening.
and that's not true, but that's another story.
I'm
Well,
sorry, Patriot Box, what did you
I
say?
said, if you forget Bonnie's birthday, she does promote violence, but that's a story for another day.
But that's why I sold her
Shut
a
up, Patriot Box.
Apparently there was
Okay,
a
there's-
apparently there was a
there's the verbal
situation.
abuse on the right.
Apparently there was a situation.
That's why I sold her a taser. If you forget her birthday, she'll tase you.
That I do have a taser that I bought from Key. Mark White, what is your opinion on the violence and the verbal violence?
I just want to talk about Jerry Seinfeld being a badass. Because
Yeah.
remember, that little crackhead was trying to set him up, and he came back with something that was way over his head. He just laid it out. That was beautiful. That's what you're supposed to do with these people. You can't say sorry, don't back down, and tell them to go fuck themselves.
Absolutely. And Jerry Seinfeld was not trying to take any political stance. He was really trying to stay out of it. But when they keep forcing
He's just trying to watch a basketball game. That's
Right.
all he wanted to do. Watch a basketball game.
But when they force you to put a microphone in your mouth and keep like aggressively getting you to say something, I agree with you that he came up. He's a comedian who can think on his feet, and he came up with a brilliant comeback, which was the truth, and the truth is better than anything else that you can get out there. So we're going to be back. Please don't go anywhere. Stay tuned with Red, Right, and True. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Thank you.
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just two entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW. Making travel great again.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
I'm sure you guys remember the platinum single, Justice for All, with Donald Trump and the J6 Prison Choir. Well, get ready for round two. We're coming out with Anthem of the Free with High Res and the J6 Prison Choir. It's coming out now. It's pre-sale until December 19th when it drops. Get yours on all platforms, Google Play, Apple iTunes. Get it. It's going to be hot.
Justice for all, our voices ring. The anthem of the free.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse,
Welcome back, everyone, to Red, Right, and True. I'm the Patriot Box, and as I say to my crap player friends out there, new shooter, new direction. I changed the direction of the conversation. On the ride over, I didn't have a lot of time to research this, but Obama's library and his Obama Center, covering 19 acres. A couple of interesting facts about it. It was originally supposed to cost about $350 million. Before they did any building, they spent over $600 million. Right now, it's topped out well over $850 million. Some estimate that it might be $1 billion. Okay, the CEO of the Obama Center gets paid almost $1 million a year. So, again, it's just absurd where this money's. Oh, and the best part, almost left that out, is that many of the contractors are not getting paid, and they had to sign. I believe they had to sign non-disclosure documents, and they're not supposed to talk about them not getting paid. And I think one of the contractors did say, "Yep, when Obama says he's going to pay you, it's just like when he said you're going to get to keep your doctor." So,
what's an Obama Center?
It's in Chicago.
No. What is it? Like, what do you do there? Like, you play pool? What do you do there?
Well, first is the building is ugly as sin. I don't think there's any windows on it. I thought it was a joke, but it's a 19-acre campus, and it's going to have the Obama Library.
Which consists of all lies and bullshit.
Yeah.
They're rewriting history.
Funny.
I believe it's going to have a basketball court, and Michelle demanded a weightlifting center. But, that I haven't confirmed.
As concluded by, she wants a urinal in the women's room, too.
Send your letters to Patriot Box and Key.
And they're charging $250,000 for the thing. Who is paying for this? Is this taxpayer dollars that's paying for this, or donations?
I believe a lot of it is donations.
Really? The building is. I mean, I saw the building, and I'm like, this has got to be photoshopped, and it's horrible looking.
It looked like the after picture on a failed demolition.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we all know that the labor is donation.
Yeah.
Well, again, it goes to if you contrast what Trump does and the way he builds things to what Obama and
You mean like the reflecting pool
like
that he did for a couple of million without taxpayer money, as opposed to the $230 million that Congress said it would take?
Yeah.
Or the ballroom?
Wait. Did you see the CNN was going down there with a little bottle to sample the water because it had a little algae in there?
I did see that. Mark, I did see that.
That's crazy.
Again, they have to attack him.
Like, we care.
They have to attack him, and anything that they do that's lots more money and doesn't come out as well, that's fine. But they have to come with their little kit and talk. And then it was said that
they should have went to Joe Biden and saw what was in his pants. It was a lot worse than algae.
Yeah, really. And even when Trump lived in New York before he got into politics, the Woolman Rink, am I not correct that he paid for the Woolman Rink?
He paid for it, brought it in under budget, and that was during, I believe, Ed Koch's administration. For years, they spent a ton of money, could not get it to work. Trump, within 6 months, said, let me do it. He brought his people in, they fixed it, and it's been working ever since.
Yeah, because he has a guy. He always has a guy. You do something through the political function, there's a vote. They have a meeting. They bring a guy in. He does a bid. Maybe they know him, and it takes forever to do. When you're in construction, you bring your guy in that knows you're going to do the best job. What's the price? All right, that's fine. Or no, that's too high, or whatever. And you get it done. The ballroom, it's amazing that they talk about the ballroom, and he's doing it. The man is a builder and a designer.
That's what he does.
And that's what he does, and it's going to look beautiful when it's done. Well, no president ever did that. No, Harry Truman, the White House was falling apart. Truman was afraid to walk through the place. You go through the floor. Mm-hmm. And he had a major amount of refurbishment done to the White House.
And we all know it's because Trump did it. No matter what, no matter how great he does something, they're going to trash it.
And Trump didn't use your money, your tax dollars, to do this.
Yeah,
he funded it himself.
Absolutely.
By the way, Trump doesn't take a salary. He takes $1 a year. unlike Obama's CEO of his center, who gets almost $1 million a year. Does anyone see like a pattern here about when the left, when the Democrats, when politicians are paying for things with your money versus someone who's paying for it with their own money?
Yeah.
And Key, what were you going to say?
I was going to say Bill Clinton was responsible for the ballroom because he's the one that said he needed a ballroom.
No, the cigar lounge.
Good one. Good one. If we could get up asset 2, we would like to continue our discussion of what happened after the Knicks game.
What do you think about what happened with Jerry Seinfeld last night outside the MSC?
I think going up to Jews and asking them about anything other than respect, me, the way I deal with it is go fuck yourself. Go fuck you. Cry about your fake land and the fake caring. You're doing it's clicks for Gaza. You don't care. You're just harassing people for social media content, and the money you make on that social media content, you're spending on bad outfits and bad clothing, and not mouthwash, because the majority of them have bad breath. Leave Jerry Seinfeld, leave Jewish people alone in New York City. You don't represent New York City. Harassing anybody in New York City is unacceptable, period.
Well, you know what's so funny about Mark White picked that clip, and the last show we had, he was like, don't the Jewish people have anybody who is their spokesman? And I told Mark at the time, it's Michael Rappaport. So this video that Mark picked, that's Michael Rappaport. I actually just posted a photo of myself with him, with my son Brandon, because I met him. He was speaking at a temple at the JCC. And this has been going on for years now. But now it's getting worse and worse. Go ahead, Mark.
Remember, he used to be on the left a lot.
Yes,
mostly.
absolutely.
And then after October 7th, he switched.
Yep.
Flipping out, and he's been flipping out like that ever since. And I love that. Go fuck yourself. That's like the greatest thing you could ever tell a liberal. Go fuck yourself and leave me alone.
Yeah, because what happened was he is using his brain. He was also pro-vaccine. When the COVID shot was coming out, he was pro-vaccine, and then he had some terrible side effects from it, and he's like, they tricked me. And so, in other words, if you are open to learning and changing your mind and growing, that is better than being like just what they call a sheep or just following the.
You're in a cult.
You mean the Stepford wives?
What they call us. What they call us. So he has gotten so much hate because he switched sides as far as the COVID vaccine. He switched sides as far as he supports Trump. He doesn't like Trump, but he knows that that's the candidate that you have to vote for if you really do want a free country where you're not being harassed in the street.
Well, it shows that some people, open-minded people, can learn and make correct decisions.
Yeah,
there was
absolutely.
an old joke all the way back in the 70s. It said, what's the difference between a liberal and a conservative? And in New York, said, a liberal hasn't been mugged yet. And that's
great.
Right.
And that was all the way back from probably the Archie Bunker days over 50 years ago. And again, I think the problem with a lot of the liberals is they haven't experienced life yet. And maybe if they got out of their mother's basements and they experienced life and had jobs and paid for their own stuff, that they might feel a little different about a lot of things.
It's true you say that. I have a friend, and we mentioned their boyfriend, and the boyfriend is a social Democratic, Democratic leftist socialist. And you go, oh, well,
Oy vey.
Yeah, the teachings of Noam Chomsky and stuff like that. And I go, have you explained to him that communism has never worked, has never, ever, ever, ever worked, and never, ever, ever will work? And this guy he's in his 30s, he's still living at home off his parents' money. And it goes back to what the Patriot Box was saying. You don't have an investment in anything. Start to get when you look to see what they take in your taxes, what the state taxes, school taxes, and when you have a home that you're trying to stay in, but everything is made rougher with taxes. You're trying to grieve your taxes. You're trying to do this. You don't have an investment. He's absolutely right, because a lot of these they're in their 20s. They don't have an investment in anything. They're still trying to find their way.
Especially like somebody like Key, who's a business owner, they know firsthand that the government is the one that ties their hands with all kinds of red tape. It's very hard to own a business. If you have a business and you own it, it's such a wonderful thing, but you're like Key. I don't want to speak for you, but usually most business owners are conservatives.
Yes, 100%. Oh, everyone that I know of that owns their own business is conservative, and mainly because of the fact that we know we get taxed upon taxed upon taxed. You know, we have to make an income. That's an income tax. We have to, if we're selling retail, we have to charge a sales tax. We get taxed for everything.
Right, and so it's like, again, personal responsibility. And if something is yours and you get the benefits of it and you have bills to pay, you are really affected by these really bad democratic policies.
And the thing about it is that the freedom to earn and prosper. Look, from cleaning out Mr. Gordon's garage when I was 15 till the last order I sold 2 hours ago, there is nothing like working and making things better for yourself. And that is capitalism.
It's also parenting, because like you take your kid and you give them an allowance. Let's say give them $10 to mow the lawn. And then you say, okay, here's your $10. Now give me $3 for this tax.
To give your twin brother who did nothing.
Right.
Give your brother $3 because he's a Democrat and he's not going to do any work. But even though you work, you have to give him a share of what you have.
And then they're like, whoa,
right.
whoa, yeah.
Teach them early that
Yeah.
Your money is not your money. Your money, again, the conservatives are trying to have less government, less people in their pockets, and give the business owners more free reign to make a profit. Why else would you want to spend? Business owners are the hardest working people there are.
Absolutely.
We'll let Key talk more about that when we get back, and we'll be back in 3 minutes.
250 years ago, a nation was born, built on courage, driven by freedom, defined by patriots who stood their ground. Today, we don't just remember that legacy, we wear it. This is more than a shirt. It's a symbol of strength, freedom, and pride. I'm Steve Stern, COO of theflagshirt.com, and I invite you to celebrate 250 years of the United States with us. Wear your pride, stand for something, get your shirts today.
Politics feeling broken? What if you could match with politicians the way you match on a dating app, but based on real values? Meet OpScore from Go USA, the first ever values-based political matchmaker. Think Match.com for elections that aligns voters with politicians. We score politicians on a nonpartisan scale based on your priorities. Track your politician scores and take our OpScore Challenge survey to match with leaders who align with you at opscore.org. Stop voting blind. Start matching smart. Politicians work for you.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
Corporate transfer. Find professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
If the vote count is accurate, then how come the number of voters is different? And if it's not accurate, then why was it certified? We are suing Letitia James and the New York State Board of Elections for a conspiracy against fundamental rights. This is not about who won. It's not about what party. It's about the fact that they don't care about your rights.
It's me, Joe the Box, and I'm John the Blanket with the America First Podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino Podcast coming to you from the America First Warehouse.
Welcome, everybody, to the James Justice Show, tearing these airwaves apart with all the craziness that goes on in the world.
Welcome to the Patriots Podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Shane Jenkins here with another episode of Liberty's Cage.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Red, Right, and True.
We are streaming live
on America First Media and Television app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
And welcome back to Red, Right, and True with myself, Bonnie Scalisi, Joe Curry,
Hello.
Michael Stephen, Patriot Box, Key Fitz, and Mark White. If we could get up asset 2, we're going to continue our talk about, asset 3, thank you. We're going to continue our talk about after the Knicks game.
The Knicks won the game, but the ones who lost the most were ordinary New Yorkers. The police identified and arrested several fans involved in the vandalism. Honestly, I don't feel the slightest bit of sympathy for these people. The Knicks won, the fans were happy. I watched the footage from the scene. The whole of New York was left in shambles. Restaurants were smashed, taxis were vandalized, and the most absurd thing is that many people actually called this behavior celebration. The New York Knicks actually responded to the incident, saying they would compensate for the damages caused by the riots. I want to say that this sort of thing should never have happened in the first place, and it certainly shouldn't be used as a PR opportunity. I've always believed that people who truly love a team should bring honor to it, not make the whole world think the team's fans are a joke. So I'm not at all surprised that the police made arrests. Some people always think they're celebrating a victory, but in reality, they're just using the victory as an excuse to vent their frustrations. The Knicks won the game, but these people lost their basic sense of decency.
And that celebration was peaceful.
Mostly peaceful.
You don't see that during the polo playoffs when the polo team went, my word, let's spin Hoodwoodham on the Rolls Royce.
Well, you know what?
By the way, do you have any great
We're going to get wild
coupon?
now. Muffy, come with me.
But you know what I don't understand is it was an away game, correct? So these were watch parties in Manhattan. We had watch parties here in Nassau County and Suffolk County. The violence is all happening in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Because why is that? I know why. Anybody else want to take a stab at it? Why is it not happening here, where there was lots of watch parties? Everyone was happy. Right outside my house, they were throwing, had firecrackers. Everybody's, having a great time, acting appropriately. Why is it happening in New York City?
Because I got a funny feeling that they're handcuffing the police on what they wanted you. And I
You could clearly see that.
Say that again, Mark.
You could clearly see that they were doing that.
Yep.
I was watching it.
Because, man,
The police were standing around instead of busting out their batons. Actually, cops don't have batons anymore. That's another problem. But instead of busting people in the head, they were just like, "Oh, stop doing that." That's like, and I was watching people's cars get damaged. I mean, this is outrageous, but that's New York City for you.
Well, again, Mark is 100% right, is that people behave the way you allow them to behave. If there's no real consequences for their actions, they're going to up it to the next level. So now it went from verbal assault, which was, attacking Jerry Seinfeld. I'm sure people had to listen to Free Palestine all over Manhattan.
And it ends as a mob,
as a mob
mentality.
against normal, regular people of all faiths. A cab driver, I think that's one of the assets coming up, watched his livelihood being destroyed by people who are celebrating a Knicks game. What the actual F? And then if they do get arrested, they don't hold them in jail.
Oh, God, no.
They let them out.
They're out in an hour.
So they know, okay, even if I get arrested, I am free to, completely do this again.
Also, the policing on Anthony Cumia's show on Sunday, he was bringing up a friend of ours who was a police lieutenant, and he used to tell Ant what they used to do in situations like that back, years ago when the cops could do their job, is they kept the crowd moving. Because if you're moving, you're really not causing damage. And here we go, you got to move it along, and they would move them along in a place where they couldn't, or disperse them, or really not do damage where they are. I'm sure that it infuriates Jessica Tisch, the police commissioner, that was under the mayor, who was the last mayor? I forgot already. All right.
Adams.
Yeah, Mayor Adams. And Mayor Adams used to be a cop, so she had a lot of reign on how to do policing right. With Mandami, she's handcuffed. I don't know, no pun intended, I don't know how long she's going to stay in that position, because when you're doing a job and frequently you can't do the job you want, you get to a point where, I don't want to come into work. I want to do something else. So we'll see what happens there.
Well, what's coming up this Thursday is the ticker tape parade celebrating the Knicks. I know people personally who want to go to that, and I would not go near it with a 10-foot pole, which is sad that, I think that way, but I have seen what can happen between what happened at Trump's celebration at the White House. They were trying to murder those people. What do you think's going to happen when?
Well, what the police are planning to do, they're going to have, it's going to be New Year's Eve level of protection. I don't know if anybody's been. Have you guys been to New Year's?
No, we like to pee in a toilet.
I like to pee and stay warm. I never go.
Yes.
But the police department are planning New Year's Eve protections. They are going to have counterterrorism unit, anti-drone squads, K9 units, and strategically placed sanitation trucks.
So if they're going to learn from what happened after the Knicks game, when it wasn't even an event in Manhattan, it was just watch parties.
Yeah.
They're going to learn from that and protect the people that should be protected, who want to celebrate a win for New York City.
Yeah, and also what they're doing is they're going to be screening large bags, backpacks, glass bottles, umbrella, and they're prohibited. You can't
Joe,
bring
I'm going to jump in here, and as I often say, new shooter, new direction. I'm going to take this conversation to a new place. People are saying that Elon Musk, who I believe after the IPO is now the first trillionaire, and people are upset, and they say, no one person should have that much money. Well, here's the thing that the big difference between capitalism and socialism. Elon Musk, trillions of dollars is an insane amount of money for any one person to have. But you know what else he has? He has companies that have engineers and jobs. He has produced hundreds of high-paying good jobs. He's produced automobiles. He has produced rockets, technology, and all of this is stuff that benefits people. Yes, he's made money doing it. Now, the difference is with the socialists, they say, well, we're not going to produce anything, but someone who has been productive in society, we're going to take some of their money, as much as we can get away with, and give it away someplace else and give nothing. That's the difference between capitalism and socialism.
And also, there was a comment made, I don't know if it was by a pundit or it was made by a politician, but that him making that much money, you should only be allowed to make a certain amount of money. That's communism, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. It is. You make the money, but you make the money from taking a chance. You take the money from sleepless nights. You take the money from hiring the best of the best. And then they talk about the tax. Well, he hardly pays anything in taxes. He's not paying taxes on the $1 trillion. He does his business. He sets a salary for himself. Let's say, for argument's sake, I make $1 million a year. He'll set $1 million a year. He pays taxes on $1 million a year,
which is a lot of money.
Which is a lot of money.
People make it seem like, they're only paying a little bit, compared to $1 million. But that 10% or whatever it is that they're paying, that's a lot of money, which people I don't think understand.
Not only is it a lot of money, the business itself pays taxes. Now,
and every one of the employees pays taxes.
Right, and those employees that started with that company are now millionaires. Okay? Not tax-free millionaires that now have to pay taxes on that. Fair enough. That's the tax code. So for them to sit there and go, he doesn't pay enough tax. No, he does pay his taxes. His businesses pay his taxes. His employees pay his taxes. Also, he is paving the way into the future with the Tesla cars, with the rockets. The boosters come down and land themselves back on the pad. He's also in trials right now, inventing something where blind people could see.
He's brilliant.
He is changing the way humanity is, and he deserves. And for the risk that he took, he deserves to make as much as he wants.
Well, simply put, he is producing a product that we want, that we need, that helps humanity. That's what he's doing. And socialism says, you know what? We produce nothing, but we want to take it away from those who have.
Yeah. When you cap somebody's salary, when you cap somebody's what they can make, you take away the incentive for them to go further.
Absolutely.
Because why not just live off the system like everybody else wants to?
Yeah.
Absolutely. It creates lethargy, because if somebody's making the same money as you are doing nothing, and you're working your butt off, like you start to think, why am I doing this? Why am I working?
What's the incentive to do it? That was one of the half the reasons why under the Biden administration, gasoline was getting expensive, because the Biden administration was cutting out the fuel contracts. All right. Now, why is it expensive? Because you're not going to invest in a refinery if you don't think it's going to pay off. There's no payoff or end game. That's capitalism.
What I just wanted to say something about Elon Musk is, if he decided to move into New York City, AOC would be like, get out. Isn't she the one that Apple was going to move? Amazon was going to move in.
40,000 jobs.
She chased Amazon out of there. And
that's the mentality of the left and their leaders.
And also, just a quick thing on that. Not only did she chase
insane.
Amazon out of there, jobs, businesses, that luncheonettes, bodegas, that would have been thrived, she chased out. Because, well, we don't like what they're doing, but they're helping your constituents. You're making money for your constituents. They don't care because they have this far left agenda that it's like, well, we need to be concerned about people. You're not concerned about people. You're just concerned about making everything fair, which is communism. Well, not fair, but on the same plane, which is communism. Equality, yeah. And it doesn't work that way. It never has. This country wasn't built that way.
It's basically your effort and what you do, it determines the outcome of what you get out of life.
And the
you have the opportunity.
There's no guarantees,
right.
but what you have is the opportunity in this country that no other place on earth has.
Absolutely. And you could come from the ranks of, my grandfather was very poor, worked in the garment district, and he saved his money and he worked his way up. And that's what's great about this country. You can become a millionaire from the lower class, and if you're a millionaire and you waste your money, you can become lower class and lose all your money.
And it happens both ways.
That's the American way.
There you go.
Equality.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Thank you, everyone.
Me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
Let's go!
Rav family, it's time to stand up and fight back.
We have to be tough.
Join fellow patriots at the America First Warehouse for AMAC's Boot Camp for Patriots.
Yes, sir!
An incredible 2-day event designed to teach you how policy gets implemented, how grassroots movements create change, and how you can help shape the future of America.
Proud and free and standing tall.
On June 19th, don't miss Real America's Voice live on site with a special taping of Live from Studio 6B, the Freedom Truck, live music and barbecue. And on June 20th, it's Vendor Village, followed by AMAC's Boot Camp for Patriots live event. Tickets are limited and going fast. Scan the QR code now and reserve your spot today. 2 days of training, fellowship, and action brought to you by AMAC. Get your tickets now before they're gone.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
Welcome back, everyone, to Red, Right, and True. You know, important dates coming up, June 23rd in New York. That's when the primaries are going to be held. And one of the people running, a Republican, who's running against another Republican, we support Greg Hatch. He is a real conservative, not a phony conservative like some of the others. And Greg is also supported by Rudy Giuliani. And if you read what he's for and what he wants to do, it's all the things we believe in. And his opponent, who says that he's a Republican, you would think was a bleeding heart liberal, but that's just my opinion. Send your complaints to Patriot Box at 667. All right, back to you.
And we are going to have Greg on our show on July 1st.
But remember, June 23rd, get out and vote for Greg.
Correct. So can we get up our last asset 4? I finally got it correct this time.
It's a girl.
I can count to 4.
Some school buses were set on fire, NYPD vehicles were damaged, and some officers were injured. There were also dozens of New Yorkers who were arrested last night after the Knicks' historic win. Now, a lot of the celebrations, for the most part, went very well. Some of them did get slightly out of control, but for the most part, New York City really came together in what was an electrifying evening after the game. Now, after last night's celebration, as you can see here in Madison Square Garden, the streets are open, they're clean, things are back to normal, and some fans are already showing up. They're lining up at the store in hopes of getting their finals merchandise.
It's been a long ride, it's been crazy, but if anybody deserves to celebrate, have a good time, it's us.
Now, Knicks fans are going to get another chance to celebrate this week. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani announced the city will have a ticker tape parade for the New York Knicks, the first time that's happening in Knicks history. They will be honored with a ceremony at City Hall and given the keys to the city.
Did y'all notice that?
Say that again?
Did you notice what that crackhead did? He downplayed all the violence.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. It all ended on such a high note of all, you know. Of course, they cleaned it up, but you know, what do school buses have to do with winning a Knicks game? What would have happened if the Knicks had lost? And they had a real reason to be upset.
No, they would have been mad. They would have been mad.
I just don't I don't understand what school buses setting them on fire.
What you're seeing is the danger, and this goes to human beings in general. When a mob mentality takes hold, bad things happen.
Absolutely.
And there's all books on psychology written about it and everything else. But again, the left, with the way they manipulate language, the way they try to steer people and make people believe that, again, calling Trump Hitler, this is all to create that mob mentality, to be a completely emotional, knee-jerk reaction that has nothing to do with making anything better, making anything right. We're actually just listening and trying to figure out, what do we need to do here that's good? Let's just destroy it all and burn it down. You know, at the Trump's birthday party at the White House, there was lunatics who were trying to, were planning and plotting to fly drones into the crowd
and murder them
and create kill zones and murder as many people as possible. And that's okay because again, it's that mob mentality that anything goes.
I just want to ask some of these people at these celebration parties, what did you do after the celebration? Well, I burned a cop car. I went to jail. I met a nice guy named Bubba.
Key, do you notice that your store is selling more self-defense equipment because of what's happening?
Oh, 100%. I've noticed that it's increasing year to year with everything going on ever since the beginning of in 2020. I've been selling a lot more. And I'm getting a lot more stuff in that I can get in that I can sell legally.
And this wasn't on
For the illegal stuff, contact. Never mind.
Patriot box at post office box.
This wasn't on our agenda to talk about, but in Ireland, they're having a lot of issues with crazy happenings and uprisings of mobs.
Hooligans, I say, hooligans.
And they beheaded a woman, and now the Irish started fighting back, and they are burning down immigrants that they know were involved. They're burning their homes down
because
the beheading was. It's like, how much is
that's
enough?
That's the last straw.
Right? What's the last straw? I guess a beheading of one of your own is the last straw.
And see what happens when alcohol gets involved?
Yeah, but the interesting
Irish people fighting. I mean, come on.
Yes.
But the interesting thing with the right to have arms, if that happened at the UFC event and there's gunfire, if you have are you going to take the guy out? No, but what you can do is get an idea where the sniper fire is coming from, fire some rounds in that direction for suppression fire, and get yourself the hell out of there.
Joe, I think you watched way too many episodes of SWAT back in the day, but that's just my opinion.
How good was that show? I'll put on a blue Dickies hat and that uniform. I'll go right back out. But still, I mean, you're not gonna run like Rambo. But if you could just get an idea where it's coming from and see if you get a couple of suppressing shots off to get out of there.
I'm gonna quote an old Archie Bunker joke. Back in the day, Archie Bunker said, "Oh, what they should do is they should get 3 sharpshooters up in that mezzanine. Then when someone came to rob the bank, they could shoot. The sharpshooters would get them." And then Mike, the liberal, says, "And what about the old woman who gets killed? Don't worry about that. The other 2 sharpshooters will get the criminal."
Yeah.
So,
and also what you do is on your airlines, like and your hijackings, you
you
pass out pistols
the
to all your
pistols.
passengers, and then when you land, you take them back out, and nobody ain't going to pull no rod.
You know what is so funny? It doesn't sound bad now.
It doesn't sound bad.
It sounds like a pretty good idea.
Because as he said, you ain't going to pull no rod.
Exactly. We're quoting an Archie All in the Family episode for
These
those
episodes were
for
50
any young people who happen to be watching.
50 years old, and it still rings true.
It still rings
and you want to
true.
know
And
something?
it's
The issues that they're discussing from 1971
have not changed.
Are still the same issues that we're
100%.
discussing today. And when you watch that, and I'm a very big fan of the show, when you watch that, is like, have we really changed anything in 51 years?
No, it's gotten worse. But anyway,
Yeah.
we wanted to talk about J.D. Vance going into the Lion's Den. Talk about bravery to go on The View.
I loved his comment when he turned around and said, I was told this was going to be a show with all MAGA Republicans.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see the View, but I did see him. He also appeared on Greg Gutfeld later that night, and they asked him, like, how was it? And he goes, I went into it thinking this was going to be really, really bad. And he goes, and it was just bad. It wasn't really, really bad.
But one of the interesting things on that Gutfeld View is Tyrus is sitting there wondering about the 14 points. I wonder what that means. I wonder what you got the guy who wrote it 10 feet away. Ask him. And he did, and he did. And basically what this is a memorandum of understanding where it's not a signed pact. It's a memorandum of understanding. There are some things that are up in the air.
Are you talking about Iran?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you. And there are some things that are, up to conjecture.
Well, people are losing their minds about it. And I think Trump, I believe, is like a master chess player or a master poker player.
Yes.
And the midterms are coming up. I don't want to get into the details, but he has to get people what they need, which is the gas prices down.
Mm-hmm.
And, whatever he's doing, he knows he's dealing with a crazy regime.
Right.
And he just trust that he knows what
He's
doing.
done more in 110 days than all of the previous presidents have done in
absolutely.
47 years.
And absolutely. And also, he does understand, and I've said it on this show, that they got to get this wrapped up by the end of June. If there's no timetable.
Absolutely. That's why he's doing this.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
I belong to a group, Jews for Trump, Conservatives for Trump. They're losing their minds on these groups. They're attacking Trump now, and they're all crazy. And I came on and I said my piece, and I said, who brought the hostages back? Who did this? Who did this? And I said, I have faith in him. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. And then they started attacking me. And they're like, oh, you're blindly following him. You're a cult. You're this. You're that.
Let me go back to. It wasn't that long ago that the left was saying that Netanyahu is in Trump's pocket. That he's telling Trump what to do.
Bitch,
and now
was their exact quote.
some of these same people are complaining that he's not protecting the Jewish interest the way he should. Which one is it?
Exactly. He can for Trump. He can never do the right thing in their eyes. And what got me angry is this is the group Conservatives for Trump. Don't bash Trump in this group. You want to bash him? Go to another group. That's not what this group is for. So it's just like people have such little loyalty. People have short memories. Remember all the things he's done for Israel. And it's like just shut the F up.
And basically what it is,
Shut
what
the F
it
up.
is a 60-day memorandum of understanding. It is not a pact.
Exactly.
So
Thank
basically
you.
everything that's under concern will be discussed,
But he's smart, because if
we gotta get gas down.
Republicans don't win, he's going to be impeached over and over. All his time is going to be spent dealing with impeachment, and he's not going to be able to continue to do the great things for America that he's done this year. Why do you think he's working like a lunatic in this first year?
Right,
Because he's afraid of the impeachments coming.
Exactly. Bonnie, you got some announcements?
Oh, okay. So Midnight is going to be back. We're going to be joining our podcast together this coming Wednesday, and then there is a watch party right after for Trump is going to be giving a speech right here at the warehouse. So get your tickets for that. And I did have a something to plug, but I lost it. Bobby Inns, go to his Facebook page. He is running for a Republican position, and I am in a comedy show with him and Mike Keegan and Kevin Downey Jr., and we want to raise money for Bobby to win this election. We want to get as many Republicans elected. Thank you, and share the show, Red, Right, and True. Thank you, Keith Fitz. Thank you, Mark White. Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
Warehouse, a beacon for all to see.